In this video, we are going to study about identifying and interpret the integers. Now we will recognize the opposite signs of the numbers and will study that what do they mean. So we already have studied that the positive integers can be expressed by the words like increase, earn, credit, more, and so on. Similarly, the negative integers can be expressed by the words like spent, fewer, um, left, decrease, spent, expense, and so on. Now let's try to study some word problems and by underlying the key words to express the integers. Jessie is the student treasurer for the video game club. She records the club expenses. Now expenses means that she spent something, right? That how much is spent. Spent means that give away, right? It means you give someone. So of course they will be expressed by the negative sign. And deposits. Deposits means that you put something, right? You put in your bank something. So it means when you get something or put something, it means you will have to show these words by positive sign. Now she graphed these amounts on the number line. Look at this number line. -6 is here. She graphed -6. Also she graphed -2 and the rest she graphed now 4. Now Jessie did not label every ticket mark on her number line. What is the distance between each tick mark on Jessie's number line? Express. Okay, now look at this. This 0, normally that when we mark something, so it is actually the distance, right? How much is the distance of that mark from the zeros, right? So what is the distance of -6 from the 0? It is, so the distance between 0, we will write the distance between 0 and 6 means this means that the 6 units from the 0, right? 6 units distance covered, 6 units from the zeros. Similarly, if I say what is the distance between 0 and 2, it means 2 units covered from the 0 on the left side. Similarly, 4, it means that the distance covered 4 units from the 0 towards the right. Okay, so now if negative sign, so you will say towards left. If positive sign, you will write towards right. How would she show an expense of $5 on her graph, right? Now look at this one and try to understand. Here 0, right? Okay, now she is writing like this here 8, right? And here she is writing 4. So can you understand and can you recognize that how much one box equals to? Look, if 2 boxes equals to 4, right? 4 boxes equal to 8. It means that one box equals to 2, which means that they are the multiple of 2, right? Multiple of 2. So 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4, 2 times 3 is 6, and then 2 times 4 is 8, and then 2 times 5 is 10, and so on. Now on the left side, the distance will be same, but they are the reflection. It means if here 2, so here minus 2. Image, right? Minus 4, minus 6, minus 8. Now how to graph 5? Look at this one, right? Look at the number line. Now we have 0, then 2, and then 4, and then 6. So where 5 comes? Of course 5 comes between 4 and 6, right? So that is said to be this one. That is how you graph 5. Jesse, the morning temperature in a large city is in Minnesota was recorded each day. For 7 days, the temperature recorded were here. -2, 4, 2 Fahrenheit, -4 Fahrenheit, -7 Fahrenheit, -10 Fahrenheit. Graph the temperatures. Okay, so first of all, look at this and make the number line proper way. Okay, so here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So one box is equals to 1. So we will write first of all, we will label it by writing these things. Also below the 0, we will label it as -1, -2, -3. Like this we will label. Which means that this 0, what is this 0? This 0 is the normal temperature or the no temperature, neutral temperature. When we go to the positive side, it means there is hotness. When we go to the negative side, it means it shows the cold temperature. Okay, let's try to make it. Okay, so what we have to do, we have to make a shaded point on -2. So here is -2. We have to shade 4. So be careful, positive and -4. We have to shade the 2. We have to shade -4. We have to shade -7. And we have to shade -10. Which pairs of the temperatures are opposite? Opposite. Look, if this is -2, so opposite of -2 is +2. So we have which pairs? -2 and +2. Now, can you see other thing? Yes, I can see 4 and -4. Okay, so 4 and -4, they are opposite. Now, do we see something else? No. So, how do you know? Because they are the opposite of positive is negative. Okay, because the opposite of positive is negative. What temperatures would be the opposite of -7 Fahrenheit? Obviously, it is -7, so the opposite is +7 Fahrenheit. Explain why? Because the opposite of negative integer is a positive integer. Now, -7 is below the 0. Okay, it is the distance from the 0 7 units below, on the below side, right? So +7 is the same distance from the 0 to the 7 units, but on the above side. What does it mean for a temperature to be the opposite of another temperature? So if 0 is the neutral, okay, 0 is neutral, So any temperature above the 0 shows the hot, and its image or opposite shows the with the negative sign, and it says that the temperature is colder. The transaction on a bank account are listed here. What does a transaction of -4 represent? Now, when we talk about the bank transactions, okay? Bank transactions. Now tell me what happens in banks. In banks, two things happen, right? You credit, okay? You credit something, which means you put something, which means you deposit some money, right? And what happened on the other part, you debit something, you take out something, you withdraw something, right? So this is the vocabulary which we use for the bank transactions. Either you put some money or you take out some money. So when you put some money, it could be shown by a positive integer. And when you take out some money or you spend some money, okay, so it is negative. It will be shown by a negative sign. What does a transaction of -4 represent? -4 represents that you withdraw $4. Okay, so what does it mean? Withdraw $4. Right? Use any vocabulary from here to represent your answer. Which pair transactions are opposites? Now look at this. Here 15 and -15 and 15. It means that you credited 15 and you withdraw 15. So here this is the credit plus 15 and -15 means withdraw. Okay, so we have $+15 and $-15 are the opposites of each other. Explain why. Because $15 you credited and $15 you withdraw, okay, from the bank. The number line shows includes 5 graphed integers. Fill in the labels. Now look at this. This is the 0, right? And after 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. After 5, 50 is written. So what are the multiples? Yani we can say 5, after the 5 blocks 50 is written. So what is yani 50 divided by 5, right? 5 boxes and label is 50. So what is one box equals to? So one box 5 times 1, 5 times 10. So they are actually the multiple of 10, right? They are the multiple of 10. And on the opposite side, the same image but with the negative sign. -10, -20, -30 and 40. Okay, now draw. Okay, draw. So what is this thing? It is 10. What is this thing? It is 30. What is this thing? Now this is -10. Now this one is -30 and we have -50. So we already drew them. Two integers are opposite of each other. One integer is 3 units to the right and one on a number line. 3 units to the right of 1 on a number line. What are the two integers? Look at this, right? Here we have 0, then we have 1, 2, 3. But on the left, we put the negative numbers. And on the right, we put the positive numbers. Now, 3 units to the right of 1 on a number line. So, if we have 1 here, okay, from the 1, 3 units right go. It means here you will go 1, 2 and 3. Right? So, what are the two integers? The two integers are 1 and 4, but they are asking you to find the opposite of this final 4, right? This is the opposite of 4 is what? Minus 4. So the two integers are 4 and minus 4. Question states, Rona starts at the base of a hill that has an elevation of 25 feet below the sea level. Okay, now here there is an elevation. There is the 0 is the surface. Always the neutral number will be 0. So what is 0? It is the surface of the sea level. Okay, so this is the surface. Then you will have something below the sea level. And you have something above the sea level. Okay, let's try. Here we have 25, right? So if I write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so it will be a very long scale. So why don't I take the multiple of 5? Because I know that 25 is the multiple of 5, right? So I can write 5 times 1, 5, 5 times 2, 10, 5 times 3 is 15, 20 and 25. But it is the surface which is below, right? So whenever I have to write or express any number below the surface, I have to put a negative sign. Now, the numbers which will be written above the surface will be written as the positive with the equal distance of the numbers which you have written below the surface. And means you cannot write that above 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and down 5, 10, 20, 25, 15 like this. Okay. So whatever the distance you are taking below, the same distance you have to show above the sea level. Okay, now then Rona, first of all, what at the base of the hill that has an elevation of 25 feet. So 25 feet I just showed on my number line. Then Rona climbs to the top of the hill which has an elevation of 25 feet. Again, Rona starts at the base of a hill that has an elevation of 25 feet below, okay, below. Below means negative 25 because the below the surface will be expressed by negative sign. So here is the negative 25. The runner climbs to the top of the hill which has an elevation above the sea level. So this will be above the sea level and it could be expressed by a positive number. Below sea level, it would be expressed by a negative number. How are they related? They are related because here if you see the distance from the surface above the level is 5 units or 25 units above the sea level and the distance 25 units below the sea level will be expressed by negative 25 and they are the opposite of each other. The distances are opposite in directions. The low temperature on 3 days are shown here. Okay. Why? Let's see here negative 25. So it means it is cool, right? Here it is cooler. Positive, it means it is hotter. Negative, it means it is cool or cold. You can use any word. Okay, so cold and cool, you can use any word to express the negative integers and hot will be expressed by a positive integer. Now, this is always your right hand. Okay, so right hand always increasing the number, and on the left side of the 0 will be the decrease of numbers or decrease of temperatures. So the low temperatures here are shown on the right. Let's try and figure out where can we write them or express them. Now, why I wrote 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Because one box is equal to 1 Fahrenheit, and on the opposite side of the 0 will be written with the negative integers. Okay, so here -2 is here. Then we have 4 here and -7 here. Okay, now what are the opposites of these three temperatures? So opposite of -2 is 2, opposite of 4 is -4, and opposite of -7 is 7. We have graphed them. Now they are asking, explain how to use a number line to find the opposite of the integer that are 4 units away from -6. Look at this, okay? First make a number line. Now label them. So here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and so on. And on the above side, on the other side, you write it by writing -1, -2, -3 and so on. Now they are asking you that what is the main number? Find the opposite of the integers that are 4 units away from -6. So the main task is that you first highlight where it is -6. Now go to the find the opposite of the integers that are 4 units away from -6. So -6 is here, right? You want to find the opposite, so it means you will go towards the right? Because you want to take the image of 4 units away from -6. Or in the opposite direction, 4 units, 1 unit, 2 unit, 3 unit and 4 unit. So this is your 4 units away from -6. So what are the two integers? First integer is -6 and the other integer is -2. Atoms are made of tiny particles called proton, neutron and electrons. Proton and neutrons are in the center. Okay, so here this is the center where proton and neutrons are written, making up the nucleus. Okay, the electrical charge on the proton and electron are exactly the same side, but opposite of proton has a positive opposite. Proton has a positive and electron has a negative charge. Okay, so here we have negative charge. So on this side we will have the electrons, and on this side we will have the protons. And in the middle we have neutrons, which are the neutral numbers. If a proton has a positive charge of 1, so on the proton, the 1 has the positive charge. What is the charge of the corresponding electron? Of course, if the charge on the 1 is plus, it is said to be proton. So electron will be -1 because the electron is the opposite of proton. For the problem 18 to 20, write the opposite of the integers. We know that the negative opposite of negative is positive or vice versa. So let's see here. What is the opposite of -6? Positive 6. What is the opposite of -2? it is positive 2. So what is the opposite of positive 17? It would be negative 17. Graph negative 2. So first of all, look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So the first thing is that you have to label the number line, because until you will not label, you will not be able to picturize or visualize the things. Okay, minus 2 where? Here, highlight. 4, highlight. Negative 5, highlight. Find out where is 10. Here is the highlight. Okay, I hope that all the questions which I explained are clear to you. If you have any confusion, write in the comment box. If you like the video, just thumbs up. See you in the next video.